Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Simeon Henderson Show, where we are giving a voice to the people. I know it's not Thursday night, it's Wednesday night. I know you used to see me on Thursday, but we had to switch it up a little bit. It's Black History Month, and we've been trying to celebrate and continue to keep this thing going. But I have some great guests for you tonight. This is a special segment of the Simeon Henderson Show, and it's funny because I'm the host of the show, if that makes any sense. But we're going to have a great show tonight. I hope you guys are ready to get some information. I hope you're ready to meet some trailblazers and some people that's doing some outstanding things, not only in their communities, but they're doing outstanding things for the world. So without further ado, we're about to kick the Simeon Henderson Show off, and you know how we do it, a little something like this. Let's go.
No stopping now, it ain't no stopping now. Ain't no stopping now, there ain't no stopping now. Ain't no stopping now, it ain't no stopping now. Ain't no stopping now, it ain't no stopping now. This what you wanted, cause ain't no turning back. This what you wanted, cause ain't no turning back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Simeon Henderson Show, where we are always giving a voice to the people. Now, the Simeon Henderson Show is excited to continue our celebration of Black empowerment during Black History Month. And tonight we are pleased to have a trailblazer with us. She is the first African-American female to be elected president and mayor of the village of Maywood. It was May 21st, 2013, that Mayor Edweena Perkins took her oath and was sworn in to serve the constituency of the Maywood Village. I'm so sorry, guys. But to build a stronger and better community, she is currently serving her second elected mayoral term. As a result, Mayor Edweena, she's a trailblazer. She's in leadership, and she's just doing so much for politics and the people. And also, we have with us Marshall Thompson of the Shylights, and we have the one and only Guy Daniel joining us from City Light Studios in New Jersey. So you know it's going down today. We're going to have a great show. I hope you guys are ready, because I am ready. And I just have to give a big shout out to my executive producer, Jamani Anamdi, my producers, Shelton Smith, Jose Perez, and everybody that makes the Simeon Henderson Show go. Without further ado, let's bring in our first guest, Mayor Perkins. Hey, how are you?
I'm blessed in you.
I am blessed right behind you. It is such a blessing to have you on the show. And I just want to say this. For me, to be able to have the first African-American mayor of Maywood and president of the village on my show is such an honor. I'm always blessed to have such distinguished people to join the show. So what we're going to do is I want to ask you a few questions. And then after I ask you a few questions, we're going to bring Guy in as well. And we're going to talk about some things, because I know that you teamed up with them for this whole peace movement. Peace, a long time coming. And Guy Daniels actually produced the music for the song, and he'll tell us all about that. But before we get into that, Mayor Perkins, welcome to the show, and congratulations on your successful political leadership career. And we're just so proud of you. And I want you to talk to us about your introduction to politics. How did you get into politics?
First, I would like to thank the Simeon Henderson Show for inviting me.
Mm-hmm.
And I followed my children. I have three. I followed them from kindergarten up through college, and I worked at the post office 30 years, and I became involved in the community, and that's how I got started.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So talk to us about the cultural demographic of the village of Maywood. So what is the makeup of the culture in Maywood?
Well, first, we have basically more African Americans, and we do have some Hispanics, and we do have some other cultures that are here in the village of Maywood.
Okay, okay. So was it when you decided that you wanted to go on this political journey, and I'm just being candid and honest, as a woman, you have to know that the odds were stacked against you. Because I can remember way back, well, I wasn't back then, but I've read about people like Shirley Chisholm. She was the first African American woman to run for president, actually. And so, what was it like for you when you decided, hey, you know what? I want to get into politics. What was on your mind?
Well, what was on my mind is the fact that the community, we were having major problems, and I felt that I could be a asset to the community. My mother was involved. She was not into politics, but she was the type of person that walked the streets of the village of Maywood to make things better.
Yeah.
Also, she attended the schools to make things better. So I'm just standing on her foot, on her shoulders is what I was doing. So I felt I could give some enlightenment here to our community, and that's how I got involved.
Okay, I appreciate that. So now, this is, like I said, this is such an honor for me. And I know Guy is backstage watching this and taking all of this in. But let me ask you this. So you have been a resident of Maywood for 65 years. You've lived there your whole life. Oh, just about.
Just about. Very
Just
correct.
about.
Just about.
And so living there for 65 years, talk to us about some of the changes and reconstruction that you've seen the village of Maywood undergo.
Well, first of all, we used to have what they call the can company, and that faded out. So then we didn't want it with any projects coming to take care of Ninth and St. Charles. But we did get blessed. We got a young man that did a gas station on Ninth and St. Charles, and then we have Centos, and we also have Agna Plywood. Plywood has taken over that corner, so that has helped us a lot. And then we have Seaway that's on Ninth and Main. So we have gotten some areas that have been replacing some of the things that we did have. We are what they call a bedroom community, and that's basically the reason that we don't have a lot of industrial, because that's not how the town was set up. But we are getting some more things here in the village working towards to make our town better. And we have got blessed. We've got 4 apartment buildings on Fifth Avenue, and then we're going to get 9 more of those that's coming to the village of Maywood. And then we have another building that's coming that's on Fifth Avenue. So we are working towards, plus we've had some homes that have been built up from the ground up here in the village of Maywood. So we are just moving forward, and we have some other ideas that are coming up and some other events that are happening here in the village of Maywood to make it a community that people would want to raise their children and live and be safe here in the village of Maywood. I can't hear him.
I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Yes, that was my bad. So I've been spending a lot of time in Maywood lately because my uncle and my aunt live in Maywood, right off of 25th Avenue. And so, I help take care of him, and I'm always there doing things for them, cutting the grass and things like that. And so I've seen the changes take place in Maywood and how it's been just growing. So what I want to ask you is this: what are some of the primary needs of the citizens of Maywood, and what inspired you to want to help make those needs come to pass?
Well, right now, one of our biggest challenges in the light of the pandemic is keeping the village safe. In that regard, after a lot of deliberation and looking at the science, we just instituted an executive order that will be an ordinance requiring residents to wear masks when they're in public. And we want to be consistent with the CDC guidelines, and that fact that the CDC are emphasizing wearing KN95 masks. And we're asking the residents to comply with that health protocol. Plus, we are passing out free masks to our citizens this month, the K95.
Cool. So you guys are there. You go. You answered the question. I didn't even have to ask. You guys are getting out in the community and making it happen and getting done. And speaking about the community, so everybody, you're watching the Simeon Henderson show where we're giving a voice to the people. We are talking to Mayor Perkins. She is the first African American mayor in Maywood, and she was also the president of the Village. So she's lived there for over 65 years, and she has been striving for peace and to get the people what they need. And we talk about peace. We're going to bring our next guy in to talk with you about this peace component, because we know that you led or you. I want you to tell us about your March Against Crime initiative that you organized, and then I'm gonna bring Guy in, because speaking of the March Against Crime, we're going to go into that peace piece, and we could talk about that. So what was that like, the March Against Crime incentive?
Well, first of all, we were having crime here in the village of Maywood. So, be honest, the good Lord laid on my heart to do a march. And we did, and it was awesome. It was really awesome. And we did it for a couple of years, and the people were helpful. They got out their cars, we walked, we had banners, and it was a very successful march. In fact, be honest with you, we had some people that get actually blessed in that walk. They actually got blessed as they walked. So like I say, it was awesome. It was years and years ago. Maybe some of the younger groups will come back and do that again, but it was Maywood March Against Crime, and it was awesome. And like I said, we did a fabulous job. The Lord blessed us, and I tell you, the crime in the town changed.
Yes, I see it. And when you talk about that, that has to be a great feeling to be a part of that. And when you talk about the crime changing and it getting better, and this whole other movement that you're working with Gus and Marshall and the Shy Lights and Guy, that peace, a long time coming. It's so refreshing to hear. And when we talk about that, let's bring my brother in from New Jersey. He is in the building. Everybody, we have Guy Daniel. He's at City Light Recording Studios in New Jersey. Man, I'm gonna have to get my son and my niece down there to come to your recording studio because they are dope. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing awesome. I know you've been paying attention to Mayor Perkins and
you know what? I was just saying to myself, it sounds like Fifth Avenue is going to be the place to live.
Man, she's getting it ready. She's getting it ready.
Sounds like that's going to be the place to be.
So I'm gonna actually play the song, but before I play the song, what I want to ask you is, what made you, Guy, what made you want to get involved in this piece with the Shy Lights when it came to promoting peace and helping the Shy Lights and Mayor Perkins to shed light on peace so people can see something different?
You know, I wrote peace back in the day, in about 2011, maybe earlier than that, and I had played it, you know, just like any excited guy is to play some music. I played the song for the legendary Carl Davis, who was very close, dear to me, and I know that Carl Davis had a love for Maywood. I heard about Maywood lots of times from Carl. He loved the people. He loved what was trying to happen down there, and what everybody was doing as far as keeping things safe. Because I think he held a position there in the town, from what I hear. And so I had written this song, Peace, and Carl heard it, and the first thing he kind of said to me was, "Guy, you know what? We got to put the Shy Lights on this one." And I was like, "Carl, how are we going to do that? How am I going to do that, Carl?" Like, he says, "No, Guy," he says, "you know what? The Shy Lights got to hear this one, and they should be singing that hook." And I'll tell you what, I'm so glad that he had clout enough to call the Shy Lights to make that happen, because what a beautiful marriage their vocals are on this track. They helped me paint my picture of peace in the song Peace. So they and Denroy Morgan.
Yes. And when you talk about the piece, so in the way the song goes, and then I look at this phrase that Mayor Perkins has. This phrase that Mayor Perkins has. Mayor Perkins, you have your signature phrase, right? Can you tell us what it means when we hear a shift is coming? Things are working in our favor when the people get a mind to work. What does that mean?
That
What were you?
means that individuals, a town which consists of the citizens,
Mhm.
and we all have to work. We're all in this together. And like I said, when the people get a mind to work, it's awesome what can happen if the people would get a mind to work. And our people now are getting a mind to work, and things are changing in our community.
Yes, ma'am. And Gus, I'm sorry, Gus, Guy, when you wrote this piece, man, and you said that the Shy Lights helped bring that vision, and we know that the Shy Lights, pretty much their home is Maywood, right, Mayor
Yes,
Perkins?
yes,
Their
yes,
home is
it is.
Maywood. So when you did it, man, I think you did a great thing. And everybody, I want you guys to check this out. I'm going to play just a little bit for you, and while it's playing, I'm going to put in it'll scroll across where you can go to watch and listen to the whole song. So without further ado, check out Peace.
Blessed love to each and every one. This song is a prayer for peace around the world. Written by Guy Daniel, who said Denroy Morgan pray the prayer, and let the Shy Lights sing the song.
Man is the king of swing, the end. The bad man packs the same heat that the lawmen have. What's next? When our kids are bringing guns to school to make friends, what more do we need to take us down?
All right, everybody. So that's Peace. If you guys want to hear the whole song, you want to download it, you want to continue to play it over and over again. I've listened to it about 15 times, and it's blessed me because I listened to the words and it really means so much. And I think that's what you have to really take from this. And it embodies just a movement, because when you talk about peace, it's an actual movement, right, Guy?
Yeah. You know, that's what we're all looking for, is that peace, that peace, brother to brother, sister to sister, you know, to be able to walk together, talk together, laugh together, peace of mind. You know, we're all looking for that. And
Yes.
Nice to be able to make friends, let's just say. And I think that's where we're headed. We're headed to knowing who your neighbor is instead of mine and yours, and it's getting to know the people around you that are going to create that peace. And great neighborhoods, if you're putting something together that Mayor Perkins is talking about, with the as proud as she is, it's going to be a great community, and I look forward to hearing more about it.
Yes, and Mayor Perkins, you are definitely a trailblazer, and you guys, what you're doing with this movement. And the thing I love, a percentage of the proceeds of the sales of the Peace album will go to veterans. And I think that that's so very important. My father, who's no longer with us, he was a Vietnam veteran, and I know a lot of Vietnam veterans, had a lot in my family, and they just need that support. They need that support, they need that love, and they need the community and the people to lean on. And the thing that I like about what you've been doing, Mayor Perkins, is that you've been a part of that community for a long time, but you weren't just a part of it. You decided that you wanted to affect change and change the narrative. So what you're doing is just to be commended, and your work speaks for itself. Last thing I want to ask you, Mayor Perkins, is I got to ask you this. So you're a mother, right?
Yes.
So I want to understand this, because doing all the stuff that you've done and that you're doing, especially when your kids were younger, how did you balance motherhood and serving the public and politics? That had to be tough.
It was, but I had a husband that was with me all the way. He passed 6 years ago, but we were
Oh,
together for 66 years.
wow.
And I had him to help. And like I said, we worked on everything. We worked together.
That's
We
a blessing.
worked together. We were a together couple.
That's a blessing.
It
That's a
was.
blessing. And Guy, let me ask you this. So, Guy, when we talk about your love for music, where does that resonate from? Where do you get your ideas? What makes you just want to not only write music, but write music to affect change and move and inspire people?
Wow, that's a good question. y- y- you know, it's always been instilled in me from a little boy. Music. It's I grew up around it. It was always playing around the house,
Mhm.
and uh, it's the kind of thing where if you could move together with people and everybody could enjoy the same thing and
Yeah.
get to listen to it together. Um, it was always music was always that kind of thing. It was a gathering to bring people together and
Mm.
have fun and sing and dance and play music and play instruments. Is a beautiful thing. To write a song like this, which for me, the ultimate thing that we could share together would be peace. And I wrote it in such a harsh time when with the whole things were going on terrible in the Middle East and Saddam Hussein, and there was always a bunch of craziness going on back when I wrote it. And I always thought that if I could make some sort of message to be able to bring people together to listen and feel good, because it's a feel good record. It has a feel good thing about it. It's got a worldly sound from Mr. Denroy Morgan. The Shy
Mhm.
Lights give it the classic soul. Uh, Me doing the lead vocal, kind of brings it all together where it's a feel good thing, and the message of peace should be on all our lips. And
Yes, yes.
Carl Davis was a big part of helping me paint the picture with the sound because of the Shy Lights, and his knowledge for music is just incredible. I mean, Shy Sound Records had a lot of hits, and I was fortunate to be able to co-produce this with one of my idols, Carl Davis. Um, so the peace messages together from Carl and myself.
Hmm.
It was almost like Mr. Davis before he had left would want to say peace to all, and it was an important thing. It's a message that I think if we could help spread the word and start the movement and start to make some of the events around peaceful with some great entertainment and of course great personalities such as yourself, uh,
Yes.
and great causes like Mayor Perkins and anything she's working on. Just think, we're bringing everybody together for a good cause and having some fun doing it. Peace, long time coming. There's been too much
Yes.
craziness all this time.
Yes, yes, sir. So before I have one last question for you, Mayor Perkins. I want to ask you this. So you're you were the first Black woman to be elected mayor of Maywood. So describe to us your emotions when you witnessed the historical moment of the Vice President Kamala Harris being sworn in as the first African American Vice President of the United States. Like, how did that make you feel?
Well, it boils down to the fact that we know for a fact that we as African American people are blessed people, and we have the ability to do anything that we set our minds to. So to see her become the first, and when I became the first, it was an awesome event. It was an awesome thought. And first of all, I didn't think that I was going to be the first, but the point is, I had put my heart and my soul into it, and I had talked to the good Lord, and I knew that we as a people could be successful in running a village. I knew
Yeah,
we could because
yes,
we have the ability and we have the knowledge to
yes,
do that. And I
yes,
say that to all of us as African Americans. You can do anything if you first put your hand in God's hand. You
hmm
can do it all.
yes, yes. So that's super, super, super awesome. So now, for the last part of this interview, I want to bring in a great friend of yours, Mayor Perkins, and a great friend of yours, Guy Daniels. I want to bring him in now, and we want to, talk to him and get some insight from him and just pay homage to him as well for being a trendsetter. Because I'll tell you this, there hasn't been another sound like the Shy Lights. The Shy Lights, they set the tone, they set the
Yeah.
mood. They put some stuff together, and I want to congratulate him on the Shy Lights receiving a 2021 star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And
Mm.
so, without further ado, everybody, we're going to end this. We're going to end this interview on a great note with the one and the only Mr. Marshall Thompson. Hey, how you doing, sir?
It's a good afternoon to you. I hear you all. I've been hearing you for a while. Just watching you. You're doing a great show.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. And I don't know if you remember me, but I have literally met you about 50 times because
Well, I remember you when I first seen your face. I've been looking at your face for about half an hour now.
so man, so so what we did, we played the song, and
Uh-huh.
we also put up where people can go and check out the piece. It'll scroll across the bottom of the screen where they can go to YouTube, the Guy Daniels Vastola original. They can go and check out Peace.
Guy,
But what I
Guy
want,
Daniel,
uh,
it's
what
the
I
Guy
want you say it again.
Vastola, it's the Guy Daniel Vastola organization, the GDVO.
Oh,
The, G, the
I got
GD,
you. Vastola organization. Okay,
yes.
what that they'll correct that right now. So
Sure.
so let's get into this. So Marshall, Mr. Thompson, I'm going to give you that respect, Mr. Thompson. What was it like for you, um, being a member of the Shy Lights and just the not only the excitement but the fame and the responsibility that comes with making great music and being able to continue that.
Well, you know what? As you know, I was the driving force. I am the driving force of the Shot Lights when it first started. But coming out of Gladys Knight, I was a drummer. She gave me my first break. Gladys Knight and the Tips gave me my first break. Then from there, I went to Major Lance, and Major Lance took me down there with Otis DeVille, the Carl Davis, and it's been history ever since. But it's like all the groups. We didn't have it easy at first, just like everybody else. First 10 years of our career as Marshall and with Marshall in the highlight, that was kind of rough, you know what I mean? But then after we got down there to the master man, Mr. Carl Davis, he changed things, you know what I'm saying? And then he put us in a position with Otis Lavelle and them and Jackie Wilson and them and Mr. Pistola, which is our manager, took us all the way to where we wanted to go. And I didn't believe Mr. Pistola at first. I said,
Mhm.
you don't take us on no Flip Wilson show. He said, yes, you is. You'll be on that next week. And next Friday, look around, we was on Flip Wilson show. Then we come out of that, we went on Dick Clark show. I said, you ain't gonna be on no Dick Clark show. Dick Clark show. Come out of that, and we went to Sammy Davis Jr. show, television show, national. Man, I couldn't believe it. So it just kept going on and on and on, man. And then we come up with all the Eugene Record was writing all them songs. You know, Old Girl and Have You Seen Her, which we didn't know Have You Seen Her was a hit record. We was in St. Louis, Missouri, up there singing everything but Have You Seen Her. And coming off stage, because we had to make room for Jackie Wilson, came on, you know, the headline of the show. And they say, y'all got to get back out there and sing Have You Seen Her? We said, Have You Seen Her? That's a B-side. That ain't no hit record. You know? So the people started screaming, Have you seen her? Have you seen? So Jim Gates and Bonnie Hayes say, y'all better get out there and sing Have You Seen Her, man? If you're not, they're going to tear this place up. So we said, our band don't know no Have You Seen Her? So we when you there saying do. So we went out there and sung that for about 15 minutes. That's all we knew. We didn't even know the whole song. Ovation. I got off the phone, went back to the hotel, and I called Carl Davis. Said, Carl, we've been singing the wrong side for a year. He said, I know all about it. Got calls from all over. So we went back Chicago, got back to Chicago, and they released the record. And about 30 days, that thing was selling 10, 15,000 a day, every day.
So you guys Marshall, you guys started in 1959 as the Highlights, and then you went to Marshall and the Shy-Lights in 64, right? And then you by the end of 64, the group solely became the Shy-Lights. Now, and as time progressed, you guys did your thing, and in the year 2000, the Shy-Lights were inducted into the Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame, And you guys have had many, many accomplishments throughout your illustrious career, and it's to be commended. But the thing that the last thing we're going to focus on today is, and we're going to have to do a whole nother show with you, sir. We're going to have to do a whole nother show to highlight all of your accomplishments and the accomplishments of the Shy-Lights and the different things that you've done. But group and Mr. Guy Daniels over here, he's out in New Jersey. It's always a blessing to have people from all over coming in. And the piece is an actual movement. So what was it like for you to team up with Guy in order to make this vision come to pass? And not only with Guy, but you've been working with Mayor Perkins, who's a great friend of yours, to continue to affect change in the communities.
Well, the thing is, when Guy first brought the song to me, I said, he's a smash. That is a smash record. And then the timing might not have been good at that time, but look at the time now. Yeah. This is the real time. See, so God has his way to put out music at the right time. Everything's about time. So we went in there and put that background on there for him. And Guy was singing it like crazy. We were saying, whoa. I've been knowing Guys since a kid. I didn't know he could sing at all. And this time, now I get a call from my good friend, just yesterday in Jackson, Mississippi. She said, "Man, the phone keep ringing about that peace song." I say, "Man, they talking about that all over right now." So it's just the timing of the song, and Guy did a great job in producing it and singing it as well. So he's gonna have a smash with that one.
Thank you.
I think that speaks to you guys' character, your resilience, and your passion for what you're doing. Because see, a lot of people miss out. A lot of people miss out because they don't have that staying power. They don't have that faith, and they don't have that commitment to just stay, no matter how it looks, no matter how it feels, or no matter how it sounds. They get discouraged because things don't happen when they want it to happen. And you guys decided that. And with your song, you know, like you said, at first it wasn't the time for it, but now, and it says in the word, for such a time as this, it is an on-time song with an on-time message for our people right now. And I just thank you guys for what you're doing.
Thank you so much, Condy. It just came right one time. It's the right record for today. You know, you need some out here. So much things going on. It's crazy.
So do me a favor as we end the show. I need you. We'll start with you, Guy. Give us and give our viewers, just give them a quick word of encouragement when it comes to walking in their purpose and doing what it is that they are supposed to do.
Well, when you love to do something and you're doing what you love, you're making yourself happy, and you just got to stick to it. You know, it'll happen one day, regardless, whatever it may be that you're trying to accomplish. But with good focus and with some great people around you, and if you keep to it, there's no reason why you can't get over any hurdle. And it's something that you just got, when you have good folks around you, you have somebody to maybe confide in for a minute, like a friend, a best friend, and people start to learn their neighbors and reach their hands out, because we're all in this thing together. No reason to need to have any enemies about anything. We're all trying to get to the same goal, and if we could just think the same, it could work. But everybody's going to have their differences, and for the moment, if we could all just move towards a peaceful existence, that could be the start of some good things.
Thank you, Marshall Thompson. The same, Mr. Marshall, the same question to you. Just give the people, because you've seen a lot, brother. You've come through the times, and see what people have to realize, like the young people today that's doing music and all that, they didn't have to endure some of the things that you had to endure back then, and some of the things you had to go through on your road to success and maintaining success. So just give them a quick word of encouragement when it comes to maintaining.
It's like one of my songs that I record goes right along with the one that Peace got. I had the song "Hold On to Your Dreams." A lot of kids don't believe in their dreams. You got to believe in your dreams and respect your dreams. You got to pray on these things. You know what I'm saying? And if you record something like Guy did Peace, he believed in that song. And a lot of them get mad because the radio stations won't play it and all that. You write a hit, you get a hit record, they'll be wearing you to death. Not no radio, the radio station death. The radio be wearing you to death.
Yes.
So they got to believe in what they're doing. They got to believe in their song and everything. Like I said before, it's timing. It might not be your time, and they got to understand it's the world out there now. A lot of people, well, I didn't get a hit around the corner. Well, you got to remember, internet is the world. Your record might be #1 in Italy, and you sitting here crying because somebody around the corner ain't played your record, and you got $1 million and $1 million seller from Spain, Australia, Italy, France. It's a world out there. So people have to believe in their music and go with it. It's like we said again, it's timing. God bless you.
Yes. Go ahead, Guy.
Should we tell them about Rap for Peace?
That's right, it is.
Sure. Well, I tell you what, we're doing an event here at City Lights in New Jersey, and this is the first time I'm really announcing it. So it's Rap for Peace. It's 24 hours. I'm going to be in the studio, and anybody anywhere can listen to the song Peace that we're working that we've just put out, the Shy Sound Music Group, and come July 3rd and 4th. Over that weekend, I'm going to have the studio working only on this track Peace, and I'm inviting rappers to come in to rap for peace. I tell you what, here's the situation. The Shy Lights are legendary. Denroy Morgan is legendary. Okay. Carl Davis is a legend. So anybody that comes in, we're not going to give you anything, but we're going to give you the opportunity to spit on a track that's been sculpted by legends.
Wow.
That'll really help you out. So whoever makes it to the final mix or the final mixes, okay, it could do something for your career. And if you don't make it to the mix, well, there still may be a deal pending for you next door, because in the building that I have next door is the Shy Sound Music Group's Northeast Extension, their office in New Jersey. So there may be a deal pending for you next door. So we're going to do Rap Peace. It's 24 hours, July 3rd, starting at 10 a.m. And it's going to go for 24 hours. when everybody knows the track, they'll be listening to it on the internet. We're going to give each guy a half hour. He should be able to spit it 5 or 6 times in a half hour.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna stay in tune with. I'm gonna stay in tune.
I'd like to thank the mayor for a great time out there in Maywood. We had a great time. You know,
Thank you.
we had a wonderful time out there, and we got the show in, and everybody was pleased, and they still talking about it. You coming back to Maywood? You coming back? To
Yes. Oh, yes.
I say after I get that Hollywood Walk of Fame star, I might walk to Maywood from it.
Okay.
So
You're welcome anytime.
yes.
Marshall, Fifth Avenue is going to be the place to be in Maywood. I'll meet you there.
All right.
So Mayor Perkins, before we close, so as a political leader, please offer our viewers a final message of empowerment.
The only message I can give them, first, put your hand in God's hand, and you can do anything. And dream big. Don't dream small. Dream big, because you have the ability to make it happen. Thank you.
Yes.
God
All
bless
right,
you.
everybody. So Mayor Perkins, Marshall Thompson, and Guy Daniels out in New Jersey, I want to thank you. The Simeon Henderson Show thanks you. And we want you to continue to celebrate Black History Month. And we want you guys to continue to encourage, motivate, and inspire people to be successful and walk in their purpose, and always strive for peace. And because you guys are doing this movement, peace, a long time coming, we appreciate you guys. We thank you. And I'm excited to have legends on here. I'm excited to have trailblazers on here. And it's just God is elevating me, and I'm being obedient. And I just want to continue to do great work and inspire people to be their best, period. So I thank you guys. I want to give a big shout out to my executive producer, Jamani Anamdi, and Sheldon Smith, Jose Perez, Darren DeShazer, everybody involved with the Simeon Henderson Show. I want to give a big shout out to my brother, Jesse Nolan. Jesse Nolan, thank you for always staying diligent and on point, and introducing me to the mayor and to Guy and to Marshall, and always just being an encourager. And before we get out of here, we can't end the show without doing our 5 things that you need to know during Black History Month by our very own Chicago Fly Guy. So before we leave, I want you guys to check out the 5 things that you need to know right here on the Simeon Henderson Show concerning Black History Month, and get a little bit of education. Hold on.
It's America's favorite personality, your Chicago Fly Guy, bringing you the best 411 and top 5 things that you need to know right here on the Simeon Henderson Show, where we're tributing Black women in Black history. Number 5, Fannie Lou Hamer. Fannie Lou Hamer is known for getting over 1,000 Mississippians registered to vote in the state of Mississippi. And Fannie Lou Hamer was a leader of the Civil Rights Movement and is known for the phrase that she coined, "I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired." Number 4, young Ruby Bridges embarked upon activism at the age of 6. Ruby Bridges was the first Black child to integrate the all-white William Frantz Elementary School in the state of Louisiana. Number 3, Elaine Brown. In 1974, she became a member of the Black Panther Party, and Elaine Brown is the first and only woman to ever lead the Panther Party. Number 2, Pauli Murray was the only woman in her Howard University law class. She wrote race relations and coined them Jane Crow, which was a derivative of Jim Crow. The number 1 thing you need to know is that Lil Green was the queen of the blues. She is hailed the best American blues singer of the 1940s. She's known for her sensuous soprano voice. Lil received notoriety in 2019 from the state of Mississippi. This American songstress and blues singer was my great-grandmother. I'm your Chicago Fly Guy, and this has been the best 411 and top 5 things you need to know about Black women in Black history on the Simeon Henderson Show.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining the show. Thank you for holding on in there with us. You got a wealth of information and knowledge today, and you got to meet some trailblazers and trendsetters in, hold it this way. There you go. The mayor, the first woman, African-American mayor in Maywood and president. And then we got below me, the one and only Marshall Thompson of the Shylights. And down that way, that way, we got my man, Guy Daniels, out there in New Jersey at Shylights Recording Studio. And I just want to thank you guys. I want you guys to be symbolic, simply your best. And remember Philippians 4:13, you can do all things to Christ who strengthens you. And don't be inspired to just learn about Black history. I want you to be inspired to make and create Black history. So as we go out, I want you guys to check out A Piece of Peace by Marshall and the Shylights and Guy Daniels, and special tribute to Mayor Perkins out there in Maywood. Love you guys, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Blessed love to each and every one. This song is a prayer for peace around the world. Written by Guy Daniels, who said Denroy Morgan pray the prayer, and let the Shylights sing the song.
Peace. It's a long time coming. Peace. Don't you know that we're finally on our way? My phone says that's the answer, man. It's the king of swing.